Chapter 11, Night in the City of Water. My name is Azzavhar or Azza. Now let's get into the video. Okay, so in this episode we play as Ayane. Let's jump on in. No crystal skulls to pick up on this stage. It's all about picking up items and getting ready for the boss fight at the end of the stage. So Ayane can throw explosive shurikens. They can auto aim with them, or you can manual aim left trigger and then right trigger to throw. She is really fast, and a lot of the time it's about just laying down the attack onslaught onto the enemies. She's got ninpo. She's also got ultimate technique. Okay, so we've got an item down this way in this chest. We're going to go and pick this bad boy up. Like I mentioned, a lot of this stage is basically grabbing as many items as we can do and holding on to them in preparation for the boss fight at the end of the stage. There we go, just a bunch of ultimate techniques there. And some more enemies will pop up in here. Grab this item. In here we got some grains. She uses double short swords. You can also do like a kick after the flying swallow technique. So you can kind of like jump forward and then press heavy attack again afterwards to do like an additional kick. That takes care of those. They'll never be head of the class like that. I think it's forward and heavy attack to do the extra kick, or direction and heavy attack. In fact, I think just heavy attack does it. Usually takes the head off enemies quite often as well, so that's why we use that one. So we're going to flip up here. Got some more grains. We're going to be stocking up on those, ready for that fight. Devil's Way mushroom. A lot of her light attacks will also take the limbs off of enemies, and obviously you can finish those off with obliteration technique. This bit can be a bit spicy because you've got ranged enemies up at the back, so I'm going to try and take them out with the explosives. It takes maybe 1 or 2 explosives to actually take them out. Maybe a few more. But the ranged enemies can be a massive pain in the butt in this particular area, so I'm going to try and take those bad boys out. Got some more ranged over there. Luckily the bridge is kind of acting as cover if we jump down here, so... A lot of these missing limbs, so might as well finish those off. Gonna try for some more of those flying swallows and the extra kick afterwards. Yeah, just heavy attack kind of like did that extra kick at the end. Okay, okay. Just gonna grab this chest. Herb in there. I think there's one more enemy kind of knocking about over there. Explosives are really powerful as well, so feel free to throw a bunch of those bad boys. They do a hefty amount of damage. I think that kind of clears up that area so we can push forward. We've got a save point here. Possibly some essence in there. There is not. So save point to restore health. We've got a bit of a beast of a battle coming up in this area. Some of these barrels will have essence in. And use those for quick ultimate techniques. Not all of them do, however, so just keep that in mind. Ideally, if you can do massive chains of ultimate technique, it's probably your safest bet in this area, but it's sometimes easier said than done because there's quite a lot of ninjas in this area, so... Tried to get an ultimate technique, but got interrupted. Another good strat to use is just an onslaught of light attacks, because she's so fast with these double swords. You can kind of like keep them at bay by just going crazy with the light attacks. Doesn't leave much room for the enemies to sort of get an attack in, unless you get surrounded like that. You can also use your counter attack. So if you can see an enemy coming in for an attack, use your counter. Block and then X, or block and then Y. Bunch of essence in that barrel there. Like I say, some of these barrels and stuff have got the essence, so you can use those to speed up your charges if you want to, but not all of them do, so... There's a couple at least. I think we actually just got perhaps one, maybe two. So other than that, we can, let's check. We have a shop here, but we also have items here. I think this guy has got some kind of healing item on him. So grains of spiritual life. We also have a save point up ahead. So what we could probably do is just leave this here for now on this body, go fight, and then pick it up after the fight. We can also pick some stuff up from the shop. So let's have a look what we can get. Going to get some of these mushrooms. We're maxed on everything for now. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to intend to fight these enemies. Ideally not use a healing item. And pop the save point on the far side. But let's just see how we go. Just need to keep in mind we've got that extra grains of spiritual life if we need it basically on that body. These have decided to check out the these bushes here. Also dodge out of the way. If you can see them coming in for an attack, you can also sort of dodge out of the way to avoid that slam. If they're missing a limb, go for the obliteration. And just throw a bunch of these as well. A lot of the time, like I say, the light attacks will take off their arm or something, and you can just finish them off with a heavy attack, like so. Okay, so that kind of clears that. You can save. I think we've pretty much stocked up on items and stuff, so we don't really need anything extra. We've got a save point and stuff. Ideally, you want to be going into this fight with as many items and stuff as you can do. You've got a chest here, got a ninpo in there. That's a good point, actually. We probably could go and buy some more mushrooms. Like restore our ninpo and use some mushrooms. Go for the light attacks, take their arm off, and then obliteration. Nice and straightforward. There we go. So that kind of clears that. Oh no, we got a straggler. We got a straggler. Right, okay, so that clears that. We'll pop a cheeky save. And then we can use this opportunity to get some extra items and stuff. The boss fight is just up through those doors there. But what we can do is we could use those grains to heal up, pick up the spare grains, and then potentially restore some of our ninpo before we go into it, just depending on how many we can buy and stuff. Okay, so we're max, max, and max. And we've got 2 ninpo at the ready, so should be good to go. There's quite a few enemies in this room, so sometimes you can get overwhelmed. They've also got ranged enemies placed, shooting and throwing stuff, so just be aware of those ranged as well. They're the ones that can interrupt your ultimate technique. So you could just do a bunch of ultimate techniques, but you also have to be careful of the enemies that are kind of designed, ready to interrupt it with their ranged attacks. Like that guy over there. Just going to pop a bunch of explosives at him to finish him off. Another ranged. They'll tend to keep respawning here, there, and everywhere, like that one there, look. Just keep that in mind. Another one spawned over there. 2 explosives should finish them off. That's first wave. I believe there's another wave. Oh no, this guy's still standing. Let's go and to do some ultimate techniques. Ninpo. Go for some light attacks. Need to be careful of our health, so I'm going to pop a herb. I think a few of those might respawn. These fire ones. There we go, so that finishes that, and then on to the actual main event. So just sort of like dodging, blocking, getting in some of our combos when we can do. Watch out for the grab if you're at the front. Doesn't do too much damage, but it's just a pain in the butt. Watch out for the spin to win. Ideally try and aim for this kind of like purple section of the orb if possible. Don't worry too much about being 100% on target with that. You can also use ninpo. Feel free to pop your items. If she jumps up into the air, obviously watch out for that. And try and dodge out of the way. I think she usually does it sometimes 2 times. She'll try and, a lot of the time she'll try and get out of the way of the ninpo as well, so just watch out for that. You could use it if she's in maybe an animation like that, like the spin to win animation. You might be able to use the ninpo during that. We'll give it a try if possible, or like that for example. There you go. So if she's doing some kind of like attack animation, you might be able to pop off an ninpo during that. Other than that, just keep on your attacks and try and aim for that purple section if possible. That should pull you through. And that is the end of the chapter. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.